In today's fast-paced world, there's something undeniably powerful and attractive about embodying grace, sophistication, and inner strength. Feminine energy is not about being a damsel in distress, but rather it is being soft yet powerful, calm yet resilient. And if you've ever wondered how to embody this captivating energy, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Celine. Welcome back to my channel, where we explore the art of living beautifully and intentionally. In today's video, I wanted to talk about something that truly piques my interest: feminine energy and elegance. I've seen this all over my YouTube feeds, and I feel like I have a take on this that might be beneficial for you guys. First became intrigued by this topic when I started receiving compliments on how feminine, graceful, and elegant I was. Back then, I was still in high school, so I didn't fully understand these vocabularies, but I didn't think much of it. But as time goes by and I receive the same compliments over and over again, these vocabularies just call out to me. And when I saw it on my YouTube feeds, I just had to consume those contents. So then I started watching them, and I reflected on myself based on those contents that I've watched. And I realized that it was not just about how I speak or how I dress, but rather it's about how I carry myself into the world and how I interacted with everyone around me. So today I thought I'd share the things that I think has helped me radiate this feminine, sophisticated, and elegant type of energy. So if you want to radiate a similar type of energy, I believe these tips can help you too. So let's dive in. I've divided this video into 4 sections because I feel like femininity and elegance is a multi-dimensional kind of thing. So the first section will be about presence and communication. The second one is self-care and appearance. The third one is refinement and aesthetic awareness. And the fourth one is inner growth and strength. So let us start with the first chapter. The way you speak and carry yourself is the first step to exuding feminine energy. So along with this, I would say the first step is to speak softly and intentionally. By speaking softly, I don't expect you to speak like super softly, and if your character is more of the bubbly type, then you can be louder. But I would not advise you to be super loud that you dominate the whole conversation. Like, you don't want to be the loudest one among everyone else around you. Because when you speak softly, this shows that I don't have to be loud to be heard. And when you speak with intention, it shows that you are not just blabbering everything that comes to your mind, but rather you speak with purpose. You speak with intention, and you come across as more wise, more feminine, more graceful. You just speak what's necessary, and if you are in the position to do so. Let's say you are the group leader, then you have to manage everyone, and this time you can speak a lot. Or if someone tells you to tell your story, then you would speak your whole story. But you don't want to be that person who just like chips in, and every time someone says something and you would say something back, and you would be like bringing back the conversation all to yourself. So yeah, I would say pay attention to conversation etiquette. Like, don't cut off someone, don't monopolize the whole conversation unless you are required to. Like, unless you're a preacher or you are a teacher, you are in the position to do so. But if you're not, then I would say give others the time to talk. You listen more, speak less. Sometimes it's nicer to be with a friend who's just there to listen to everything you have to say. They don't necessarily have to be the best conversationalist, but if they're there to listen to you and to empathize with your situation, I know you will definitely find this friend more enjoyable to be with compared to that friend who keeps cutting you off and trying to one-up your situation. Because another thing about cutting people off is that it shows desperation in a way. Because it's like you're saying, I have no other time to talk and no one would listen to me later, so I have to talk now. So yeah, avoid doing that and be a good listener. This is sometimes overlooked, but it is very important. The next thing is to keep a positive body language, because experts agree that 70 to 93% of all communications are actually nonverbal. So it is really important to maintain good eye contact, keep an open body language, like don't cross your arms, don't start fidgeting and all that. You want to maintain good eye contact, but don't stare at them. Don't stare at them too much. You just want to look at them in the eye to show them that you value what they have to say. It also helps to nod when you listen to things that you agree on or that you understand, that you empathize with. then it shows like, oh yeah, I get where you're coming from, I am actually listening to what you have to say, and it sends all these positive signals. And now the last thing I would like to say in this chapter is to surround yourself with the right people. If your friends thrive on drama or negativity, then this can easily affect your presence. So you want to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who encourage your growth, and who actually bring out positive energy in you. This will naturally raise your vibration and change the way you portray yourself to the world. Now we are in chapter 2 talking about self-care and appearance. Now when talking about femininity, elegance, and sophistication, it's hard not to mention appearances or self-care. But the thing I want to emphasize from the very beginning is that it's not about becoming the most beautiful woman in the room, nor is it about buying expensive stuff to make yourself look very rich and elegant and all these kind of things, but rather it is the way you show others that you actually take care of yourself, that you care enough for yourself to keep a good hygiene, to wear appropriate clothes that are clean and well groomed, that you are paying attention to the little things about yourself. So the first thing I would like to say about this is to prioritize self-care. It doesn't matter what type of self-care you do, but as long as you have healthy habits that help you support yourself and make yourself grow into a better person, then you want to keep doing that over and over again until it shows significant results. And if you don't know what habits to do or you don't have one yet, then you can watch my video on the 10 habits that changed my life. And I think developing some habits, you don't have to develop a lot of them, but at least like 2 or 3 of them will tremendously help the way you carry yourself into the world. Just knowing that you have this set of routine you use to really support yourself is really amazing. Now the next thing is to dress to feel confident. Now when trying to exude feminine energy, you want to be comfortable in your own skin. And you can do this by dressing up in a way that makes you feel confident. So if you feel confident to go out with makeup, then do that. If you like to go out with minimum to no makeup, then you can also do that. And if you like shorts or dresses, then wear those. If you like to use something longer, more covering, then do all you please. Just choose something that makes you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin. Now the last thing I want to say in this chapter is to keep a good posture. One of the most simplest yet most effective ways to exude feminine energy is through your posture. You want to stand tall, avoid slouching, and this way it shows that you are confident. Not only does it make you look more confident, but it also conveys a sense of grace and presence. It is a subtle yet powerful way to show people that you value yourself. It reflects self-love and self-respect, which is very important when it comes to cultivating feminine energy. Now we are in chapter 3, which is all about refinement and aesthetic awareness. When it comes to feminine energy, it is really important to cultivate beauty and a sense of refinement in all areas of your life. Now, this is not necessarily the most important thing, but I feel like it's a nice cherry on top to show people like when they see you, they would just know, I think she's feminine, elegant, and sophisticated. But nevertheless, I feel like this is very important to talk about as well. The first thing I would say is to curate your digital presence. In today's social media age, it is really important to be mindful on what you post on social media. It's nice to think of it as your modern CV, because people often tie your social media presence with your real life persona. So if you're up there on your social media ranting about things that are going on in your life and how everything is not right, then people will just perceive you as this naggy and negative person. And so you want to be very mindful. You want to post things that you feel happy to share about, or things that only focus on aesthetics. You don't want to get too personal in it. So you want to set a healthy boundary around you and social media and just show the things that you are comfortable showing. And you don't mind this being exposed to a whole bunch of people. Social media showcases what you value in life and it reflects your aesthetic, so just keep that in mind when posting stuff online. Now the next thing you want to do to exude feminine energy, sophistication, and elegance is to develop an eye for beauty. So you want to surround yourself with art, music, and spaces that inspire you. Refinement comes from appreciating the finer details in life and incorporating them into your daily routine. So you want to immerse yourself in these types of environments, because feminine energy is also about how you carry yourself in different types of environments. And by bringing yourself into more finer, more luxurious settings, then you become more comfortable to spend time in those areas. And this makes you come across as more elegant and refined as you know how to carry yourself in different types of environments. Now, whether it's treating yourself to a nice dinner, dressing up for a girls' night out, or spending time at a luxurious hotel, these things help you teach you how to adjust to the finer things in life with ease. Now, this doesn't mean you need to spend lots of money, but it's about learning how to embrace beauty, sophistication, and refinement in your daily life. Now, the next thing is to do things you genuinely love in life. Femininity also comes from authenticity. You don't want to do things just because someone tells you to do them or just because you feel left out. You want to do them because you genuinely love them, no matter what other people thinks about it. Choose the hobbies, choose the activities that you genuinely love, those passions that bring you joy and fulfillment. And when you live in alignment with your true self, your aura becomes truly magnetic. And now the last thing I would like to say in this chapter is to learn from other women. So it's actually very easy to become more elegant, more refined, more feminine. All you have to do is observe your surroundings. Look at the people around you. If you have a friend that's more feminine, who's more gentle, or they're more elegant, then you can come and see. You just observe, what are they doing? What makes them so elegant? What makes them so feminine? And you embody those traits that you admire. For example, I have a friend who's very considerate when she speaks. She is very polite and she speaks with a more formal language. So instead of saying like, yeah, sure, I'd have that, she would be like, oh yes, please give me some of those. Like, she speaks in a way that's very refined. And that is something I also learned from her. Now we are at our very last chapter, which is on inner growth and strength. Now, this is probably my favorite chapter because I do believe that feminine energy is not just about softness, but you have to combine it with strength. So feminine energy is actually a pretty complex thing. It is multidimensional. So it's not just about appearances, but it's also deeply rooted in growth, wisdom, and inner strength. So one way to grow your inner strength is to continuously educate yourself. You want to keep learning, keep growing, and stay curious, because intelligence is such a key part of feminine strength, and it is very important. Another thing to do is to be passionate about something. Among all the women that I admire, when I pay attention, all of them are always striving towards something. It's either they're working on their career, a creative project, or they just have a hobby that they're truly passionate about. Because this passion adds more depth to your personality and energy, and it makes you more captivating and magnetic and inspiring to be around. And while you're on your journey, it is also very important to practice gratitude and self-reflection. Because don't you realize that those people who radiate this bright, positive energy are always thankful for what they have and where they are? So if you could display that kind of attitude, then it makes you look very radiant and bright and positive, and it's really nice to see actually. And this enhances your feminine energy. Now, this next point is very, very important, which is to be polite and considerate. You don't have to have the best personality, but you have to be, at your very bare minimum, polite. Forget about all the names and all the ways you want people to see you. But if you're rude, then you're just plain rude, and that's the only label you get. So you want to make sure that you are always being polite. Say thank you, please, sorry when you make a mistake. You also want to be considerate towards the people around you. It doesn't have to be something very considerate in a big way, but let's say you're eating together in a group and you know there are 5 people. Now there are 5 slices of pizza. Then if you're doing this considerately, then you would only take 1 slice. Don't ever take 2 when there's only 5 of them and there are only 5 people. So you want to make sure that everyone is taken care of in a way. Now, if you are able to do this next one, then you will be very, very powerful. and it is to practice grace and composure in challenging situations. This is very important because life is not always easy. There will always be times where you feel challenged or people would test your patience, but it is very important to manage how you react to them. Don't let your emotions control you. You want to practice staying calm and composed, even when others are heightened or confrontational. Your ability to remain composed will speak volumes on your inner strength. One way to do this is to practice forgiveness and to understand that not everyone moves in life with the same awareness that you have. So just take it like you are the adult there, and that they're still little kids who don't know how to behave yet. So when a little kid acts rudely, you're not really mad at them. You're not reactive because you know that they're not mature enough to act like an adult. And that's the same thing you want to do when you meet those rude people or challenging situations. You just want to see it as something that is not matured yet. And when you face challenges, just remember that this too will pass. And you want to focus on solutions and not the problem itself. So instead of complaining about your problem and how you cannot fix them, focus on looking for solutions. And for me, another thing I love to do when I experience problems is to surrender it up to God, because I know that He's got my back and that He's only gonna give me things that He knows I can face, that He knows I can overcome. And not myself. I don't overcome this myself, but I have to overcome it with Him. I don't know what your belief is and what backs you up in life, but just having this trust that it will be okay, everything will be okay, is a very, very powerful thing. And now my very last point for this chapter and for this video is to move at your own pace. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now or what you're trying to achieve, but it is very important to stay grounded and not let the fear of missing out dictate your actions, because true elegance comes from being secure in your own journey. Move at your own pace, focus on your own goals, and don't let anyone make you feel insecure for not following the crowd. And even on this journey of becoming more elegant, feminine, and sophisticated, make sure that you don't place too much pressure on yourself, because life is not a race. None of this is a race. Unless you have a deadline, then you have something to be thinking about. But this is not a race. So you just move at your own pace, be relaxed, and just know that everything will be okay. You will get there. Through consistency, through hard work. Everyone is at a different phase in life. Everyone has their own path and their own timing as to when they will reach a certain goal. And that's okay. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I know there are many things that I could have mentioned, but then this video would be so long. So I would leave the rest of the discussion down in the comments below. I would gladly discuss things with you down there. So leave a comment, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more content on living beautifully and intentionally. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!